Hey guys, you are watching The Pitch. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Pitch with Fox, Beatoms, and Mitch. As always, I'm your host, John Fox, alongside here with Michael Peroni filling in.
What's up?
Brian Dolmans and Miss Sabatelli. Now, what a good show for today. I mean, we got Matt Howard and Butler playing Kemba Walker, UConn, and in the finals, as we will also talk, a little baseball, NBA, NHL. So,
covering a lot.
Yes, we are today. Okay, so first we're going to start out with the big game. Cinderella Butler faces off against Kemba and the Huskies.
Yeah.
Now, Mitch, thoughts on the matchup?
Well, Butler, another second year in a row, Cinderella, all the way back to the finals, and they had that. Gordon Hayward almost won the finals against Duke last year, but he a couple inches off from the rim, and just kind of, hit the side of the rim there, and it would have been a historical team. That would have been went down as one of the greatest games of all time against Duke. They have a chance to redeem themselves here against UConn, and even now without Gordon Hayward, Matt Howard's stepping up and looking like he could be a solid, real good center in this game, and he's a real good player. Kind of like that leader on the offensive end and on the defensive end. He's a real beast down low. And also I like Shelvin Mack too. He's putting up 26, 27 points a game every game in this tournament. I really like what Butler's doing. It's a 1-2 punch with Mack and Howard. And Brad Stevens, he's looking like he's one of the best coaches in the game of college basketball. I like Coach K and Duke. But he's right up there right now. I think he's really making a statement. A seed again this year, coming all the way back in the finals. They upset VCU, who was a Cinderella story of their own selves. And I really like what they're doing. And over there at UConn, it's basically a one-man show over there with Kemba Walker. But they're a real good team with Kemba Walker. I think Kemba Walker is one of the best players in the country, along with Jimmer Fredette. Jimmer Fredette fell down early, but I like UConn. They have a better overall team than BYU. And Kemba Walker is really stepping up.
Yeah, Kemba Walker's a beast right in the middle, man. He's just taken over that team completely and brought them to the point that they're in now. So, but Butler, the 8th seed, it's just, I can see them coming in second again. I like UConn. See, I think it's UConn's time to take it like this time, though.
Yeah.
I don't see them losing this game, really. I know Butler, it's really close, but I just like UConn.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We got predictions a little bit later, but.
Yeah. You want to just take it right now?
No,
Who takes it?
No.
All right. Who or what is the X factor?
I think, like John was going to say, I think it's going to be Kemba Walker. If Butler can somehow contain Kemba Walker, he's a one-man show over there. Lamb's pretty good too with UConn, but 23 points a game during the regular season for UConn. Now he's putting up 26 points a game right now. I really like what Kemba Walker's doing. If Butler can somehow slow down Kemba Walker and have Shelvin Mack play up to what he's been playing, Matt Howard be that leader that he's been these first couple of games, I like Butler's chances, but I think the X factor in this game is Kemba Walker. Can they shut down Kemba Walker on the defensive end?
The thing is, Kemba Walker, it's going to have to be more than just him, especially if you're going to be playing in the finals of this huge tournament. They are going to trap him completely. He's going to, if they're going to win this game, he's going to have to do what he does on a daily basis. Getting those points, the 20 plus per game. Yeah, and he's going to have to need someone else from the outside stepping up too. He's going to need some of those guards to step up and start draining some shots.
I like what you're saying. Usually you see these teams with these one-man shows don't make it all the way to the finals. They can help you win the first couple of games. You saw Stephen Curry with Davidson a few years back, Jimmer Fredette this year, but this is really seldom that this happens. Kemba Walker has been the whole team for UConn and just carries them all the way to the finals. And Butler's a solid team because they have two players. Usually, two players can probably get you to the finals, but you see a team like Duke last year, it was very even around with Singler, Smith, and John Shire, along with the Plumlee brothers. They were loaded over there last year. They were loaded this year. They fell short. But, UConn, very seldom does this happen. This one-man show gets to the finals. I like what UConn's doing, though, and Kemba Walker's just that good. It's going to be tough.
I have to say that having a very good center bring you to the end is better than having, a very good point guard or a guard bring you to the end.
And that's what Butler has.
They're going to get caught. The thing, though, is, Kemba Walker, I think he can take it, though. If he can get him this far, why not one more game? Especially,
True.
Even though I know seeding doesn't matter at this point, I think. But, it's, there's still he's still got that up on him. Kinda. I think they just got it on him. I don't know. And, I mean, it's kind of like a center will get you further if he's very good, because you don't find a lot of good centers, especially in the NBA now. Not a lot of good centers now.
Yep.
So, I mean, a big good center is hard to find in any league. So, and that's what they have, and that's something special, and that's how they're going to get it.
All right, well, like you were saying earlier, trying to predict, who do you think is going to take it?
I like UConn. Kemba Walker,
You know, you were talking about the centers, and that's not what UConn has. They have a scorer, they have a guard, they have a small forward, and Kemba Walker. They don't have that center. I'm going to go with the shocker here. I think the Cinderella, they finally win it this year. I think UConn's not as good as Duke was last year, and I think finally, I think the Cinderella team's going to happen. I think Butler's going to make it. I think Brad Stevens is going to have a historic team in his hands. He's going to make a name for himself, and like Pep just said, a big center really helps you, and that's what Butler has. They have Matt Howard there, who is that big center, and I think he's going to carry them in this game. But they can lean on, if they shut down Mac, they can go to Howard. If they shut down Howard, they can go to Mac. If you shut down Kemba Walker, they're basically screwed there. But, Shelvin Mack, I think he could carry them too. He's putting up major points. There's one player in this tournament that's upping the stock. It's Shelvin Mack. I think he's doing a terrific job for Butler as their guard. But UConn's going to have a lot of problems on their hands trying to stop Mack. But if they do, Matt Howard's right there under the rim. Some easy baskets. I like Matt Howard. I like his leadership mentality is terrific. Similar to like a Tim Tebow in Florida Gators a few years ago for football. Matt Howard has the same kind of mentality about him. I really like the Butler team, and I'm going to go for the shocker. I'm going to say Butler wins 70-65.
72-69.
72-69? UConn.
All right.
So both pretty close.
All right, moving on to the next top story. The AL champions, the Rangers, have the Red Sox off to a horrible 0-2 start.
We're watching the game right now.
Yes,
if you see our eyes kind of moving over there, it's because of that.
2-0 right now.
About to be
Rangers.
0-3.
Yeah.
So, Mitch, is it a little too early to worry about this?
It is a little too early. I mean, a little too early. It's only 2 games. I mean, it's a 162-game season for a reason. They're off to an 0-2 start. Yeah, go stop them. 0-2 start. It's way, way too early. I think we're going to talk about this right now with Crawford's situation. That situation with Terry Francona, I think that's a shocker right now. But, the Red Sox, I think that most of it was pressure. I mean, the last front page of the Boston Herald before the season start was best team ever, ? I think that's too much pressure for the Red Sox to handle. And these both players, Kyle Crawford, even though he played in the LA, he's going from Tampa, which is a small market, to the Red Sox, which might be the biggest market after the Yankees. And Adrian Gonzalez is playing in the weakest team, San Diego, with absolutely nobody over there, shifting coaches all the way to the other side, and playing for the Red Sox. It's going to be tough. It's going to take a lot of toll on you. This pitching's the X factor. Offense, I think, is going to struggle. Going to be solid throughout the season. As soon as Crawford gets a swing back, I think it's going to be solid. Pitching needs to step up. John Lackey needs to make a name for himself. He needs to start to earn that cash. And John Lester, he had a terrible, rough outing in the beginning. He needs to be that legitimate ace for the Red Sox to have any chance here.
I'll agree with that. I think the players coming from small media markets definitely makes a difference. But Crawford's been under a lot of pressure before.
Yes.
He can deal with it.
Yep,
I think Gonzalez can too, because the Padres have always been somewhere in that playoff race, right?
Well,
not last year though, right?
Last year they had a pretty good season. They came up a little bit short, but he has been in the playoffs once or twice.
But I mean, it's just I don't think anyone's lost anything. I don't think anyone's lost anything yet, because what's there to lose? Been 2 games.
Only 2 games.
They haven't really lost.
And it's not
anything.
like they're playing Cleveland, it's not like they're playing Cleveland or Kansas City. They're playing Texas Rangers.
They're playing the former ALCS champions.
Yeah, they're facing their 3 best pitchers, and they're the AL champions, like Pep just said. It's not like they're playing some weak team like the Royals. They're playing the AL champions. They have all this pressure. They're playing at Texas. It's only 2 games. I see this team.
I think it's 162 games, man. It's 2 games. You
want to move to Crawford then?
All right, we'll move to the Crawford. Okay. Now,
he's up right now.
With the Red Sox, he's up right now. Yeah, he finally got his first hit.
Yep.
Now, Crawford moves to 7th in the lineup today. Thoughts on why? And do you think it's a drastic move?
I think it's
made by Terry Francona?
I'd say it's a very good move. I don't know. I like the fact of, evening out the lineup, having it, good throughout. You want to have that good top three, then you can have the good middle, and then maybe someone in the bottom that's good, like Crawford. He's got speed and power. He's dangerous down that 7 spot.
Yeah.
Because they got Cameron. What's they got? They got Cameron. They got Saltamacchia. They're not really doing that much right now.
The one thing about that offense,
looks like not like a hitter.
Saltamacchia looks terrible.
It's just, and I think Crawford being down there, that will scare pitchers and be like, hey, I really don't want to face the bottom of this lineup now.
Yeah, I don't think that's the real reason, though. I think the reason is Crawford, before this game, he was 0 for 7. And I think the pressure is taking toll on him a little bit. I think Terry, wants to tell him, hey, relax. I know it's only the first 2 games. Relax here. We're going to move you down the lineup, take a little bit of pressure off you. Playing in the 3-hole, a lot of times the 3-hole, people expect you to be the best hitter on the team. And that's going to be a lot. That's a lot of pressure for a guy to handle, step in, who just got paid $20 million. Terry Francona is probably going to say, hey, listen, we'll drop you down to 7th and take a little bit of pressure off you. He already got a single earlier. He just struck out right now, but
I'll agree with the pressure thing.
How many strikeouts is that? He got a hat trick in his first game. You know?
I don't think the reason is
I'll agree with the pressure. It's just the fact that Francona has seen this guy progress throughout his career.
Yeah,
he's been time and time again showing that hey, he can hit pretty damn good. He'll show it throughout the season. So what? You have a rough couple of games. Ortiz had a huge slump last year.
And Dustin Pedroia said it best.
And they still kept him in.
Laser show.
And to think with Crawford's talent, not against Ortiz, I think he's got more talent.
Oh,
that's just me.
But like Pep said, I think
I don't know.
Moving Crawford down, I think it gives depth to the lineup.
Yeah,
but I think that's
necessary.
That's not the reason, though. The big $20 million contract. It's just gonna. It's a lot of hand.
You never know.
For a
that
new guy.
Could be the reason too. Maybe he's thinking, hey, I'm going to do, because you're not going to figure out a lineup in the first 3 games of the season. You're going to have to switch around for the first 20 games, find out who you're going to put in there, and I think that's exactly what he's doing. We're putting Crawford down there. You got Ellsbury, who's got the speed, and he's got some power behind him too. You got Pedroia. You got it's all stacked up at the top of the lineup. Why not move someone down so then the bottom of the lineup can be a threat too? So it's not just like, hey, we'll get through these first 6 guys, then don't just make the 3 guys on the bottom of the line just look like crap.
The big thing is they're placing the Rangers, and the Rangers have the best lefty in the game in C.J. Wilson, and most of those strikeouts came out against C.J. Wilson. C.J. Wilson absolutely destroys left-handed hitters, which Carl Crawford is. They have Matt Harrison going today. I think that's another reason why they dropped Carl Crawford down. They have a big string of righties coming up against Cleveland. Cleveland's a little bit more relaxed. That team sucks. Throw a little bit more righties out there. I think Terry Francona is going to move him back up to that 3-4-3-2 spot. But I think for right now, I think it's basically just, listen, you're facing the Rangers. We want to give you some pressure. Ortiz is hitting right now. Let's drop you down a little bit. You have to take a little pressure off your back. And right now I think it's working.
I just want to go back to what, I don't know if I really get to really say much about the pitching thing.
Yeah.
But Lester really does need to step up. I think he'll come in over time. He's still trying to figure it out. It's the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
It's the nerves early on. Then I think the biggest person, Beckett, the 4 slot, he needs to step up.
Yeah,
they need that depth throughout the rotation. And if he cracks, and then Matsuzaka cracks, we're in trouble again like we were last year. We can't have them crack, especially. You got Lester, then you got Daisuke, you got the Beckett, and you got Lackey.
Yeah.
Lackey, like you said, needs to step up big time. It's just hey, hopefully they do that. Hopefully it works out for them.
All right, moving on to other Boston sports for top stories. The Celtics are in a slump, and then Adam Kristick just had an MRI on his leg. Now, can the Celtics survive and get to the finals without Kristick?
Kristick has been solid, actually. I think he was the throw in there with the Jeff Green deal, but they really had to rely on Kristick. She's a big offensive weapon, and without Kristick, they're basically screwed. Shaq still isn't back healthy. Jermaine O'Neal's, he's finally getting back, but who knows? It's going to take a couple games to get loose. And Big Baby doesn't have the size to play that center role. Nat Kristic has been terrible in the defensive end, but offensively he's been great. Yeah. So I think losing Kristic is going to be a huge problem. And if they don't have Kristic in the playoffs, it's going to be a huge statement. If they don't have Kristic, they're not getting to the finals at all.
I don't know about that.
I think he's that drastic.
But I think
they need Kristic.
They need those veterans to step up too, though. Like Jermaine O'Neal has been he's injury every
he's been
day.
gone. No, he's been gone the whole season.
Yeah.
They need Shaq back now, and like I said a couple shows ago, the reason they've gotten Shaq for 2 reasons. after they got out of the finals, the fans needed to be motivated. They needed something. And what better to get Shaquille O'Neal? All the fans will be hyped up. Yeah. They were all pumped up those first couple of weeks to get Shaquille O'Neal in Boston. And the second reason is for the playoffs. Shaquille O'Neal has a lot of experience in the playoffs. They need Shaq in the playoffs there. And I think Doc Rivers doesn't want to come out and say it, but all he wants Shaq is for the playoffs. He doesn't really care about the regular season. But I think Shaq needs to get back to these last couple of games to get him loose for the playoffs.
I just wish we had Perkins back now after all this. We needed him. I didn't like that trade in the first place.
I didn't either.
Jeff Green, I like that, but I mean, it's like you get rid of Robinson, who's got speed, and he's got the 3, and he can run around.
The good thing is, real quick though, the good thing about Krisic, the MRI came back negative, so he's stayed today. Hopefully, he can get back in a couple games.
Yeah, but he needs to play defense, and that's what Perkins did too.
That's a big reason.
Moving on to our last top story of the week. Ovi and the Caps moved to first in the East.
Yep.
Now, have they surpassed Philly and Boston as the best in the Eastern Conference?
I don't know about that because Philly's still Philly. They're defending like champs from the East last year. So I mean, you can't count them out. It's like saying like, oh, the Heat are going to beat the Celtics. Like I mean, so what if the Heat get past the Celtics or like the Bulls? They still have to beat the defending like champions of that like certain league to consider themselves the best. And I don't care what record you have, you still have to prove that you're the best, and it's going to come in the playoffs. Put up or shut up. Just go home if you're going to lose. So.
Yeah, Washington's been surging right now, and to get past Philly had a huge lead over there, but they've been struggling recently, but they, like Beth just said, they are Philly, and I think they're better than they were last year. Claude Giroux has really matured. He's a 30-goal scorer. He's a great player. Eventually going to be a 40, 50-goal scorer. Along with him, they've got Mike Richards. They got Billy Leno. They're absolutely loaded. Danny Briere. You can keep going down the list. Jeff Carter is a huge goal scorer, and that defense is solid with Chris Pronger, and Bobrovsky is the goalie. I think that team's really loaded, but also Boston. Boston's surging a little bit. Tim Thomas is back. Tim Thomas is back. Lucic is playing great hockey. So is Krejci, Horton. Cowboys is finally stepping up in the power play. I really like Tim Thomas. Right now, this might be a big statement. I'm having Washington's third best team in the East, and possibly fourth if Penguins can get Crawford.
They seem like that team that surges up there, and kind of like last year with the playoffs. They fell against that 8 seed, the Canadians, who they fell bad. They were up like 3-2, and then they just lost 2 in a row, right? Something like that.
Yep.
They lost to Montreal.
They were a real good team last year.
Put them with just the team that.
I got one more question before we move on. Who do you think is the best team in the East? Philly?
I go Philly.
Philly?
I don't count the Bruins out though. This team you can't count out because they got all that talent over there.
So you'll go.
He's going to use it though.
You'll go Philly, Boston, Washington for the top 3.
Yeah.
I think that's basically mine too.
All right, well, we're a little over for time right now, so would you like to put the viewer emails?
Yeah, we'll do that next part.
All right, we'll go over that in the next part. So a lot of MLB coming up, so stay tuned.
All right.